Welcome to another trade recap. Today's trade recap is for October 7th, which is a Monday. Um, and it was a no news Monday. No news Monday, and this is how price was looking like today. Just the shittiest price action you can think of up until like 11. So, yeah. Um, let's start by showing off my draws on liquidity for the day before I start going over my actual trades. So, might start off by marking out the 4 hour buy and sell side liquidity. Nearest draws on liquidity. So we have this 4 hour low and this 4 hour high. Scale down to the 1 hour to fine tune. We have this 1 hour low along with these 1 hour high and this 1 hour low right here as well. Scale down some more for a 15 minute. I marked out this 15-minute imbalance along with this 15-minute high. And that was pretty much it. Scale down to the 5 minute, and watch price come and fill in this fair value gap, right? Start seeing some sell off pressure, and then start seeing our 5 minute retracement, which we always wait for. And that's when I started scaling down, looking for my entry. I marked out this fair value gap because I thought this was going to be a breakaway gap. To be honest, I thought that's what it was. I also marked out equilibrium from these range highs to these range lows, and price was at a um discount, and it started pushing out. So I entered around right here. So I was in some significant drawdown, right? And I actually put my stops um literally at these highs, right at the end of this fair value gap. And my first TP was actually these lows right here, and then second TP was right here. TP3 was this 1 hour, and then TP4 was all the way down here at this 4 hour lows, which we ended up coming out and sweeping, but unfortunately it was later in the day. Um, and I'll explain to you how I lost. So, such an unfortunate event, but it's what it is. We live to trade another day. So, came in, swept my first TP. When we did that, brought stops to break even. However, due to how choppy price action was at the moment, I kind of left um I brought my stop loss kind of above these highs, right? Right above this small inverse fair value gap, which I completely thought it wasn't gonna come all the way here and sweep my stop loss, but it literally came, swept my stop loss. You know, if I would have left at a break even, I would have been stopped down. I would have been so perfect. However, that wasn't the case. I broke my trading rule by thinking that maybe it's gonna come up and tap in and then come right back down. And it stopped me out, and then it pushed. For me, it's always just one trade a day, and then um, that's how it tends to keep me alive in the markets. Even if a trade ends up going into our final direction, such an unfortunate event, but we live to trade another day. So I am in drawdown for the day, for the week so far, but there's still more days to trade. So um, usually Mondays when there's no news, the market tends to be super choppy, especially when it's a no news Monday on days where we have news like CPI and PPI come out. So whenever there's CPI and PPI coming out and there's no news on a Monday, on that Monday is gonna be pretty choppy in the markets. So today was a perfect example. It was just an unfortunate event. I feel like if I would have just marked out, I don't know, like this liquidity right here and seen how this was pushing out and probably entered off of this candle again, because essentially I entered right here. If I would have pushed out this candle if I would have entered off this candle up here and put my stops right above this high, I would have banged all TPs, but that wasn't the case. Or if I would have just left my stops like where they were at, also. But once it hits my first TP, I always bring my stops to break even. Um, if I would have just left that at break even, I would have literally banged some money for the day. But again, that wasn't the case. Decisions were made, and essentially broke my trading plan and ended up with a loss. Things I could have potentially done better. Left my stop loss where it was at. Um, though I would have risked if it did end up going the opposite way. Being in significant drawdown for the start of the week. Two, watching this fair value gap get filled, and re-entering, or actually, it's not even re-entering because I was already stopped out over here, but just re-entering after this break gap this fair value gap getting filled again, right here. But however, um, this is around like 12:30. Um, Afternoon market is about to start, and that's literally way too deep in lunchtime, and that's not even an optimal time to trade. So I wasn't even in the markets at this point. Stopped me out. I was already like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Um, yeah. Like I said, unfortunate event. And I think that was pretty much it. I think what I could have done better is not move my stop loss. I left it at break even, took my break even day. Um, but I essentially had, like I said, brought it up above these highs because of how volatile the market was moving. I thought maybe it'll come up, test this inverse fair value gap like three different times, like one, two, three, and maybe tap into it and then come right back down. But it literally came, stopped me right out, and then flipped its way to the downside. So, but for me, one and done. Tomorrow we have no news as well. Um, Sorry, yeah, no news Tuesdays tend to be more predictable. Tend to give better entries. Hopefully, we make up for the loss of today and we get better price action. Um, but that was my trade for the day. If you took a dub today, um, I'm happy for you. I'm glad. If these trading videos are helping you, I'm also glad that I can be of help. Um, but remember, if you took an L today, like me, it ain't the end of the world. Remember, risk management is key because at the end of the day, we are trying to live to trade another day. That is essentially what our end goal is, and that is essentially what we want for the end of the day. Win or lose, we want to be able to trade the next day. So, with that being said, that's gonna wrap up my trade recap for the day, boys and girls. I'll catch y'all tomorrow for another trade recap if I end up taking a trade.